now be an insider in Iebc, and we can be able to see currently what are the requirements and where we can also put affirmative actions on such requirement to enable the female or the women, persons with disability, and even the youth. I would like to say that. Chairman, I kindly request you to remind me the name of the second honorable.
Yes, that is Honorable Michael Mushira. He represents the people of Ojororok in Nyandarua County.
Thank you, Chairman. Honorable Michael, I think is easier. And thank you for acknowledging that my appointment to the commission represents the face of youth, and I am honored. And number one, you asked the issue of low voter turnout. That is an issue that we have always had. So maybe 2-3 things that I shall do once appointed in the commission is to ensure we have proper campaigns and civic education. You see, for example, once people understand their rights and also their responsibilities, many a times people only fight for their rights, but they really don't understand their responsibilities. So I'll give you a very small example in our current situation. We have seen a number of offices where maybe you want to apply for CDF bursary, for example, and you to be a registered voter is a requirement. But because the honorable members also do not want problems with many Kenyans, you end up to even be lenient and extend that you can use an ID of your mother, your father. But the point here is, if you have attained the legal age of registering as a voter, why are you not registering? So once we explain to them, apart from their rights, but also their responsibility, then I'm sure we are going to have them coming out to vote once they have registered. And I think I have combined that with the second question that you had asked. And the last one was the issue of whether I'm a registered voter. Yes, I understood the importance at a very young age, and I first voted in 2013, so I have voted thrice in my life. It is not that short, Honorable Chairman, because these are 15 good years. I'm a registered voter of Shela Village in Shela Ward. Honorable Farah Maalim, it is true that the population of the youth comprises of 60 to 70%. And you also acknowledge that I'm the face of the youth. Thank you for that. The issue that you said that parenting has been abandoned, I want to say that that is true, because sometimes when I talk to some people who are older than me, I'm asked the question, which history are you trying to tell us at the age of 30? But let me tell you, honorable members, that when I was growing up, for example, I come from Shela Village, there were things that we used to do, culture and religious. For example, every morning, if you are a boy, because you are young, yeah, you must pray in the mosque. I will tell you. And this I have told a number of the people that I sit with, my colleagues, and even the leaders. But currently, as you are saying, you can see that it is easier for a parent to wake up the child to go to school, but not to church or to the mosque. On Sundays, somebody has partied the whole weekend and is now resting to start his life again on Monday, but then cannot go to church. Or that same person is not taken to go to mosque. Number two, I want to give an example, is a parent also used to be very responsible. For example, at my age, I'm giving my experiences, yeah, because it's the best teacher. You cannot go back home with items that your parents have not purchased for you. And if you do, be it a phone, a laptop, maybe it's a piece of cloth, you have to explain why. But we all now can say that things have changed. And I don't know where these things coming from, but I would like to say honorable on this, because you said we can instill discipline and ensure they participate in elections. So my call to the younger generation is, as much as we are young, we have the energy, we can do what we can, because biologically we have the muscles, yeah? But we also have to respect the elderly. These people have lived long before us, they have even given birth to us, and we have to listen to them. We grew up, I'm a person at 32 that I grew up, but I can tell you there is a difference. When I was growing up, my childhood and the childhood that I am seeing now. So as parent, I'm sure I'm being watched nationally and globally. This is a simple response, Mheshimiwa, to your question. Honorable Daud, you asked me on the issue of cost of election. And due to my financial expertise and also financial skills, number one, once approved, I will ensure proper budgeting. You see, sometimes the problem we have in bloated budgets are because we get it wrong from the beginning, and that is budgeting. So what I mean is we must prioritize tasks. For example, election is a whole process. So there are things we can do now with this much money. There are things we can do after 4 or 5 months if you look at the cycle. So we should budget properly. And then if there is anything that we see we don't understand, of course we should just cut it off. Number two, we should make use of partners. And this is development partners. There are so many organizations out there without compromising, by the way, the independence of Iebc. But there are so many development partners that want to empower the people of Kenya to understand their voting rights and also maybe what is expected of them. Number three is to work in synchronization as government agencies. For example, we have the Ministry of Interior, we have the Ministry of Education, we have also the Ministry of Gender and Youth. We have to sit down as a commission and work with them, and where we can be able to borrow infrastructure and even human power, so that we can have these people, train them, and then we are able to conduct our elections. I think for purpose of time, I will stop there. Please, Chairman, remind me the name of the Honorable.
His name is Johnny Makali. He represents Kandui in Bungoma County.
Honorable Makali. Sorry, I only missed 2 names, I think, of the Honorable. I don't know what happened. So, Mheshimiwa, you've asked me how will I be able to dissent with others. Number one, as a professional, I have always, even when I'm facilitating, telling the people that I teach, that sometimes you can agree to disagree, but in a very respectful way. However, in the context that you have asked me, is the issue of age and the people who are there, like I'm the only young one and all of them are older than me. I think I'm proud of my parents for the values and respect that they've instilled in me, and there's so many other people that I have worked and interacted with, including leaders all over Kenya. And I want to assure you that I am one person that you really have to work hard to annoy, always. So I am not anticipating that we shall have problem, and I will always talk to them in a respectful way and give my ideas and tell them to understand so that we can move together.
You don't have a split screen like the one we saw the other time.
No, we are also very prayerful. I think you've seen all of us. You also asked on how I can come up, which kind of reforms I would like to introduce to Iebc. Personally, by the fact that I am representing the face of the youth, for example, of course, the women and the larger Kenyan community, I would really like us to look into the issue of inclusion of the youth in electoral processes, so that we can come up with policies to ensure that sometimes we do the talk, but we don't walk the talk. So, for example, my appointment, as you have stated, already has instilled. And allow me to take this opportunity to say that although I was going to respond somewhere, a number of young people called me and they were like, at sisi next time we see an advert as big as that, we are going to apply. Because honestly, I just applied courageously, and I said as long as I meet the requirement, I have 10 years, then age should not be a factor. And so with that courage, I want to also call out upon every young Kenyan watching me right now, please apply. And we have a lot of opportunities as a country. Honorable...
Chair,
yes.
campaign financing, will you be of the view that we need to cap the amount of money that is spent in campaigns, or we leave it a blank check? Because the youths are saying we don't have money, yet those ones who only have money are the ones who have a chance to go and campaign. Do you think we need to cap the amount of money to be spent, or we leave it as a blank check?
Thank you, Honorable. I think on that, allow me to say that this will need a very strategic approach with all stakeholders, Parliament being number one and the people of Kenya, so that once we do enough public participation, then we can come up. Because my views alone, I don't think I am in the capacity or authority, but that's how I'm going to handle it. Multi-stakeholder engagement. Thank you. Sorry. Today I'm fasting, don't worry. So next is Honorable Muchangi. And thank you, Honorable. I think you commented that I feel like I'm going to be approved out of my facial expression. And I want to say that from the time I applied, trust me, you know, they always say, believe your instincts. I told you, or I mentioned here, that I applied to a number of positions, but there is something that was telling me this one is for you. So I thank God for this far, and also for asserting. He also said that there is this poll that was conducted, and many young people are feeling that the elections are not going to be free, fair, and justice. And what am I going to do if appointed to believe in process of election of the youths? Number one, I want to repeat, most of these things will repeat one another, but allow me to say that I'm going to ensure that we have structured dialogues with the youth. We must talk to them and we must listen, because they will tell us how we want to do things. Number two, for example, they have so many other proposals that they think, especially when we do public participations, that they think we should do to gain that trust. For example, just before I came here, I think a week or two ago, there is a video of one Abdullahi Hussein, another young man. I don't know if you have seen. He's a Kenyan, and he's already thinking of how we can have a digital ballot box. So I understand that we have the other population of Kenya that is not youthful and that is not tech savvy. But what I'm trying to say is to do, or what I will do to ensure that the youth will believe in the process of election, is to ensure that after listening to them, we at least implement the things that they will do. And then number three, and not the last, to introduce electoral innovation hubs. These people have ideas, and two heads are better than one. So once we sit down with them, as a commission, then we can be able to hear. And what is doable, of course, after everything within the law, we shall do. And what is not doable, then we can reach as we develop as a nation. Thank you, Honorable. Honorable Otiende. I already asked into doing the degree of law, so thank you for that. And if need be, we shall come for consultation and classes so that we can also be advocates. You have asked me to explain my net worth. My net worth, number one, let me mention that it is immovable and movable assets. And maybe I mentioned that I have some parcels of land, two to be specific, one of 5 acres and one of 4. And then I have a car, of course, and some livestock, about just 30, is not many, because somebody is keeping for me. The reason why this amount is high is because we come from a village called Shela, that we call the Runda and Mudaiga of Lamu. And the prices are not normal across the country. So you can get a piece of land at like 40 million, maybe somewhere in Vipingo, in Mombasa, if you can relate. But the same size of land, 1 acre, will cost you 120 million where I come from. So if you value my land, you cannot compare with other parts of Kenya. That is why I'm at 77, and this is as of today, in case I have distress selling. But after 6 years being a commissioner, and I want to sell at the market price, I'm sure it will be more, God willing. Lastly, but not the least, you've also asked the issue of Lamu East being a very small constituency, and there have always been talks of merging it with Lamu West. And I want this to respond to this Honorable Chair just the way I did in my other interview. I prayed first it should not happen under my watch, because I said my people will curse me. And then number two is that let us just pray it doesn't happen. But of course, if I may respond now as a commissioner, I have been appointed. Of course, there are so many factors and issues that will be looked into before maybe we just scrap not only Lamu East, but any other constituency in Kenya that is at the loss of being scrapped. So maybe when we get there, we shall see what the people will have to say. And then, of course, I will stick to the law as a commissioner. Honorable Stephen from Nyamira, I have traveled the country. I have been to Mombasa, of course, Kwale, Kilifi. I have been to Kakamega, up to the end, Malava. I have been to Busia. I have been to, I think, Naivasha is in Nakuru. Voi, I have been there. I've been to Taita Taveta. I have been to Isiolo and Samburu. I have been to Nairobi. I'm here, yeah?
Looking for an answer called Nyamira. So just manufacture it.
Unfortunately, I took an oath to say nothing but yes. So, inshallah, once appointed as a commissioner, I am sure I will have now to traverse the country. And I shall be coming to Nyamira, God willing. Thank you. Apart from the Lamu exposure, which other exposure do I have in this republic? Honorable Stephen, number one, I have gone to university. And the university is universal. I was in Kenyatta University with over 30,000. And we also have an alumni group of almost over 4,000, 5,000 of us. And everybody knows me. If you go there, and they gave me a nickname from Honorable Mutisa's place, Walalo. Sometimes they'll call me Walalo or Waria. I just have to, because they don't know any person wearing buibui to be a Bajuni. So after that, I also went to University of Nairobi. So it's a whole another community nationally. I was also an active member of Maendeleo ya Wanawake organization. So in different platforms across the nation, we were meeting with different people. And I have a lot of other exposure nationally. So now it is my time to request I also be given this position, and I can go up to Turkana and other places. Nyamira number one, and then Mandera. Thank you. This is where I wanted to respond the issue of apathy in applying for this position. And I said that maybe there was that thinking that as youth, we can only apply to certain jobs. But my application, shortlisting, I did the interview, finally appointed, and today being vetted, and hopefully will be soon on after your approval. Really instill hope, as my sister has said. So I think that is what was there. Maybe the youth were thinking these positions are for certain people, certain age group, but we have shown that we can, and I'm sure now be prepared. Even PSC, if you have a director position, they are going to apply. What will I do to make youths participate in electoral process? I pointed at the director, like your position is being eyed now, yeah? By the youthful Kenyans. So what will I do to make youth participate in electoral processes? As I have mentioned earlier, to come up with inclusion policy. We'll ensure that we have forums. We can even create those labs, innovation, and then we shall be able. So if we do this, I answer the other question which says about, no, let me finish this, then I can answer the other one. So once we can do such things, and not only just telling them, but seeing them, and giving them the opportunity. And allow me to also say that when we are doing recruitment of the POs, of the clerks, I'm sure there's so many jobless Kenyans, the young ones. At least as IBC, we should show a certain percentage is being given to these young people. And so that way we shall be able to have them participate rather than being on that other part of the process. You asked Mheshimiwa if I understand the pros and cons of being here. And as a Muslim, I believe kufa ni ile siku Mungu ameandika, zingine ni sababu. So that's my belief, yeah? Yeah, so I can die here, God forbid, just before anything if I go out because saa imefika, and I can serve in the commission for 6 years and come out free, sindio? So I am very positive, and I know he asked in good faith, but it is good that you have asked so that I can also tell the other youths and the other people, because I've received mixed reactions. There are those who call me and they are praying for me, and then lastly they're saying, lakini mwanangu, be careful, that job is not as easy as you think. Are you getting the point? So it is not something that I am not aware. It is something that I'm prepared. So the duty that I have, we were created to serve God. I do my obligations, religious obligations, and when the time is ready, I'm ready to go. But I want to, inshallah, tell the house here, I have a longer life, inshallah, yeah? So that we can live to the age of 60, 70, and beyond. Thank you for that question. It has also instilled hope. Honorable Mutuse, you've asked me if I have any experience or my connection with electoral systems. And as I am here today, I want to say that the connection I have with electoral systems, if I understood the question, is that at least I have voted, so at least I know the process, and I have voted thrice. I have also extensively empowered the people at my capacity as a ward administrator, as a waziri, and even before that as a youth leader, telling them the importance, and to some extent going even deep into my pockets to ensure they come and register. Let me tell you, sometimes it is very surprising that you meet some young people out there and you ask them, I hope the Honorable Speaker will not mind, I'm just giving an example, who is the Speaker of the National Assembly of Kenya or the Parliament of Kenya? And that person doesn't know even the name of the speaker. So these people are in their own world. Honorable Farah, I'm sure you might have people in your constituents who don't even know if you exist. I don't know where they live. As you say, they only participate in other platforms. But now it is our mandate, as I said, to ensure that they don't only fight for their rights and know their right, but also their responsibilities. Where I want to say, if you are not registered as a voter, what do you expect next? So we must do that. And then at some point, I was also an agent. That's how I have interacted, and I think that's enough. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fahima. I think you tried to answer those questions in the best way you could, in the circumstances, given the opportunity. But again, we remind you that you're the face of the youth in IEBC. Today, they have witnessed us interview middle-aged persons. We have also interviewed quite elderly people, and all of them have exhibited the value they will take to that IBC. So the youth are looking upon you to ensure that also that value, you take it over there. And we would advise you that you have to constantly ensure you engage the youth using all the youth forums available, including social media, so that they know what you are doing and what you are doing for them. Because as you say, they never thought a youth would become a commissioner. All commissioners are usually elderly people, but here you are today, and God willing, this committee may be persuaded to approve you. You take the oath and you sit on that seat. You've also confirmed that you understand it's a hot seat from the question by Honorable Mogaka, but you're also prepared for the heat. You will take it with the stride it requires. So with those remarks, I have a few final questions for you. Where are they? You've stated your net worth to be how much? 77 million.
Yes.
Made of, you have explained, 2 parcels of land,
Yes.
which are precious,
Yes.
and a few other things.
Yes.
All right. That's number one. Number two, have you been convicted of any offense in your tender age? Not at all. Have you been accused during your public service of having reached Chapter 6 of the Constitution on the ethics and integrity? Not at all. Do you think, or are you aware of any circumstances that may lead to your conflict of interest with the Iebc, such that when you go there you are conflicted, you cannot serve?
That I'm aware, and in case it arises in the future, then I will do the needful.
You do the needful, which is to declare
Yes.
and recuse yourself if that is
Yes,
necessary. Finally, and you've said it already, that you involved a lot in pro bono works, including getting those girls from Shella to go to school, study, and become professionals. Have you done anything else apart from the girls to
Yes.
other human beings?
Yes. Actually, from the same village, we have a Sheila Bursary Fund. It's almost, I think, 26, 27 years now, and it's a fund that revolves every year. We do fundraising, and since 2014, after I started receiving my salary as a ward administrator, I have never missed even one single year in contributing, because I know the importance of education. I have been educated, and I want all the others to be educated. The Shela Women Initiative, the SLEO, and many other groups from Lamu and even other parts of Kenya, I do help with the little that I have, because I believe in our religion, when you give, and also God gives you more. Yes.
Thank you. Finally, what plea are you making to these honorable members of parliament as regards your nomination and the subsequent appointment, if it happens? What are you asking them to do for you?
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and allow me to take this opportunity to end my conversation I will call with you by saying that let us go where the youth are. We modernize our communication. If they are there in TikToks, Instagrams, Space, even Planet Mars, we must go. Why am I saying this? Is because failure for them to get communication or information from us, I mean IBC, Parliament, and all other authorities in Kenya, then we give room for them to be fed with so much misinformation. But if we can be able to ensure that we do our things and our works in transparency, and we are ready to be held accountable, then I don't think there'll be any room for misinformation and propaganda. So my whatever I'm trying to say is, let us go to them and let us engage them. They will listen. And with me, inshallah, I request that you appoint me, you approve me, and I get appointed. I shall do that, because alhamdulillah, I'm still young, I have the energy. We will work in Kenya, and everybody will know that what is expected of them and what is expected of us as the leaders. Thank you.
And you have a whole expanse of life ahead of you, such that you'll be the last person to want to see it or anything negative happening to this country. Isn't it?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. We have heard you. We will not tell you what our decision is now. We will retreat, look at everything that is before us regarding you, make a report that we take to National Assembly. Then you will hear your debate on the floor, and eventually you know whether you are approved or disapproved. Otherwise, for now, thank you so much for appearing before us, and may you have a safe journey to wherever you are going. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm going to Lamu.
Go back to Lamu. Well, we wish your dad is your caretaker and the aide and Wakili.
Yes.
I hope it has gone to your expectations, Wakili.
Yes, I'm very proud, Chairman.
I hope there is also no fee note for that. There will be a fee note as usual. There is no other way an advocate can survive away from a fee note. Thank you, team. We now release you. Thank you. Give our documents back.
Thank you, honorable members.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the session of the day. We have gone through vetting of the 7 nominees to IEBC, and now we need to retreat and make our decision, which decision is a recommendation to the House, which is not binding on the House until it is voted and adopted or it is rejected.